Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about how you can install Ubuntu operating system under Windows 10 operating system. So for that we have to use a VirtualBox. VirtualBox is an open source environment we can use for free. So you can go to Google and type VirtualBox. And you just need to download the VirtualBox by clicking this button. This will navigate to another page where you will be able to choose the Windows host. So since you are using the Windows operating system as your Windows host system, so you can select the Windows host here. Once after clicking that, you will be downloading the VirtualBox. So I've already downloaded that. The next thing you want to download is Ubuntu. So you just go to Google and type Ubuntu, and then you can navigate to the Ubuntu website where you will be able to see a download option. Go to that and you will be able to see Ubuntu desktop. So under that you can select the LTS version, which is the stable version, and the supported version will be supported for a couple of years. You can click on that and it will be downloaded to your machine. So since I've already downloaded, I can just show you what it looks like. So here you can see Ubuntu and VirtualBox. First you have to install the VirtualBox. Click next. Then keep everything default and just click next and install. This will take a couple of minutes. So I'll pause the video and come back. So I'm now done with the installation. Start Oracle VirtualBox 6.1 after installation. Click on finish, which will open your VirtualBox. So your VirtualBox will look like this. The first thing what you have to do is click on new and type Ubuntu. So when you type Ubuntu, it will understand what type of things you have to install, but you can also change that. So I am just entering Ubuntu 2020 here. Keep the machine folder name as it is, and then select everything is already selected, Linux as a type and version as Ubuntu 64-bit for my machine. So click on next. Here you can select your RAM memory size. So you can select till the it's safe to select till green. If you have it depends on your machine, but I would suggest Linux is an operating system which does not use a lot of RAM. So you can, as a starting, you can select around 5 GB or 2 GB is enough, but I have enough RAM here, so I am selecting 5 GB. Click next. You just keep as it is. Create a virtual hard disk now. Click create. Then VirtualBox disk image, VDI you have to select. So it will be also default selected. So click next. Then dynamically allocate option has to be selected. Click next. Here it will just show you how much of RAM, how much of hard disk space you have to use. So by default it is showing 10. You can increase it to as much you want. I'll keep it as 30 GB for my use. Then you just click create. After this, your Ubuntu is there, but you should not click on start now. You have to do some settings here. You go to the settings, and then you can see all these settings are default. You go to advanced, there are shared clipboard, drag and drop. You can just make it as bi-directional so that you can transfer files to and from your virtual machine operating system to your host operating system. And then description and encryption, same thing. System, you can keep as it is. The memories are already, everything is selected. Processor, you can give more than one CPU cycle if you want. So just give, I'm just giving as of now 2 CPU processors. And the acceleration. So this is something which you have to enable in your machine. So you have to check whether your machine supports hardware virtualization. If it supports, then you have to go to the BIOS and enable the hardware virtualization. It will be enabled by default. If it is not, then you can select this one. While installing it, this VirtualBox will tell you if hardware virtualization is enabled or not. So don't worry about that. Now if you go to display, then you can select everything, you can keep as it is. Storage also you can just see. Here you have to select the Ubuntu ISO. So you can see the controller IDE. You can click the empty one, and then this is the CD drive where you can select the Ubuntu. So it's all, since I've already selected, it's showing here. Otherwise, you can just choose a disk file, and go to the new folder and then select Ubuntu. This is the location in my machine. Depends on your machine how you are selecting. So after that, you can see how much is the size of this ISO, and after that you can just click OK and then click start. This will also take a couple of minutes, but I can just walk you through this one. So first you have to select a startup disk, that you can just click start here, and some of the messages will come here, you can just ignore or close that one. After that your Ubuntu will start. The installation is not yet started. Now so after waiting couple of minutes, you will get this page. Then you can select the language you want and then select install Ubuntu. The next thing you have to select is a keyboard, which keyboard you want. So here I'm going to select, you can select English if your keyboard is in English supported. My keyboard is supported German, so I am going to select German keyboard. Yes, then you can click continue. You have to make sure that your internet is on, so that this option will be enabled. So you have to keep both of these options as enabled, so that it will install some things from the internet as well. Just keep it default and click continue. Okay, this will show this computer currently has no detected operating system. What would you like to do? Erase the disk and install Ubuntu. So it just means whatever virtual box you have selected, it does not have any other operating system. You can delete all the other operating system installed inside the virtual box. So if you select this, it will not affect your host operating system. So you can select this one and click on install now. Nothing will happen. It's not going to erase your host operating system files. It just talks about whatever regarding the virtual machines, virtual box operating system in your machine. Here you have to select which the nearest location you are. So I am selecting India, since I am in India, and you can click continue, so that then the next is like you have to give a name for your computer. Tech review here, and then you can give a password and then click continue. So my installation is now completed. Now I can click on restart now. This will restart the virtual machine operating system, not your host operating system, so don't worry about that as well. So you can just click on restart now. So now you can see the machine has been started. Now you can click here and enter your password. This will open your virtual machine. Initially it will take a little bit of time. A small delay is there in order to start up, but after that it is very fast. So now you can skip everything and click next on top. It will just show you what all things you have in your machine. Now in order to make it as a full screen, you have to click on right control and F. That will give you information screen where you can just click on switch. So now you can see it's now full screen. But the problem here is there is a black border now. So in order to solve this one, you can just click the Control F again and then select devices and then just click on insert guest addition CD image. So that will pop up a new window where you just need to click on run. Then you have to enter your password. Then you can click enter to close this window. It will again pop up another window to update. You can click install now for that as well. So once after this installation is complete, you have to completely close your VirtualBox box and restart it again. So instead of restarting, you can just click on power off here and then you can start it by yourself from your icon on your desktop. Click on Ubuntu and then start. Okay, you can enter your password now. Now this has started the Ubuntu virtual machine again, and then you can click Control F, right Control and F. Click on switch, which will give you a full screen. Now you can now see the full screen window. So now you can start using your Ubuntu operating system as a normal operating system. So that's it guys for today's. Let me know in the comments if you want to know any other details regarding this. Thanks and see you next time.